Not a single cow.
Who? Wait, his name is Spencer?
Yeah,
his name's Spencer.
You listen up,
You
man.
thought my name was Spencer?
No, him.
How many black
Listen
Spencers
up,
you
man.
Fuck.
Like, we've gotten in a bunch of trouble by sitting down with Spencer in the last 2 weeks.
Oh my god.
Why don't you talk about that? What are your thoughts on that, actually?
What?
You know, your boy, your boss, you know, sitting with Richard Spencer and Destiny, the guy that I despise very much.
Why? Listen, so
I hate him.
So when I first seen the outrage, I didn't quite understand it, right? Because like we had like Nick Fuentes like a few months behind, right?
Yeah,
a few months back, and nobody had an issue with that. So, question: so why did y'all have an issue with Richard Spencer but not Nick Fuentes?
Was Nick Fuentes a neo-Nazi? I don't think so.
No, Nick Fuentes, I'm not gonna lie. Nick Fuentes is
Richard
on some
Spencer,
no, but Nick Fuentes is on some
he's a worse or evil by a far margin.
Nick Fuentes is on the no-fly list, my nigga. Like, it's bad for Nick Fuentes.
Really?
I'm not gonna lie. And I personally, like, I feel the same way about y'all having Richard Spencer that I do with Nick Fuentes. Like, I don't think, like, I think it's equally as bad, but I want to know, why didn't anyone else in the office say anything when y'all had Nick Fuentes on? That's my real question.
But question, right? You know what I call that, right? I call that Negro splaining, right?
Why do you like saying Negro so much?
No, look,
this man is crazy.
And here's why it's called Negro splaining, right? So I feel like black folks do this a lot, right? When it comes to things that like benefit us, right?
Right.
Like we have like a certain set of like look. So like we believe in like in free speech, you know, small and limited government, right? But we are not like staunch and stronghold on those ideology when it doesn't benefit us, right? For example, when Kyrie got suspended, all you niggas say, "Oh, not free speech, my nigga. Oh, no, free speech," right?
Yeah.
So when we say, "Yo, listen, everybody deserves a platform to come on, pop their shit, and be debated," right? So Destiny, you know, is like a left liberal, and Richard Spencer is an
I know how I feel about Destiny.
An ex-Nazi, and they was debating, right? So
why not have a black person in that scenario?
And
like AD.
What's that needed though?
I just feel like it would be a little bit more balanced. I feel like it would force Destiny and Richard Spencer to be more objective when talking about race, especially when there's a black person present.
Because aren't they big on like the great replacement theory? Isn't that what like canceled both of them? Like the idea that like minorities,
pretty much, yeah.
Once you want a black person's perspective,
that and shit like race realism is really what got them niggas packed up. I'm be honest.
Yeah,
not Destiny.
Not Destiny.
It was Fuentes and Richard Spencer.
Yeah.
But like Destiny is anti that, right? So the opposing voice is already there. And then also too, like Richard Spencer came in saying, "Yo, I was tripping."
I don't know. Do you think Destiny believes half the shit he tries to argue for?
Yeah.
No,
because I feel like he just be chatting,
Destiny's a debater. His whole thing is he's trying to win the debate. And if
he might not believe what he's trying to argue.
Yeah.
No, right? But question's this: so why did y'all say, "Yo, Kyrie should not be suspended because it's free speech"? Kyrie deserves the platform to spew whatever his ideology is without being, you know, punished. But now you have an issue with a platform living up to your particular ideology of free speech, and y'all are like free speech absolutists, but y'all are now crying about us, you know, saying, "Yo, listen, it's free speech," and guys like Richard Spencer and Nick Fuentes, they should deserve to have a platform and be opposed. And which was happening, right? You feel me?
Deserve to have a platform?
Yeah, of course.
What did Kyrie say?
Look. So, one, he shared that movie, right?
Which movie?
Oh my God!
It was the fucking
movie on
the
Amazon?
anti-Semitic documentary that everybody was talking about. Yeah.
Right now, I feel like us as black folks, right? Like we guess like it had like a uproar because we never fully understood what was in that movie, right? Where they are quoting Hitler to prove why Jews have a plan to take over the world, right?
Yeah.
Now, just imagine, right? If your favorite white boy, Jack Harlow, we posted a Jim Crow movie, right?
Yeah.
Where, right?
Crazy.
No,
I fuck with Jack, man. Ain't no wrong with Jack,
Right?
man. Shout out to France.
No, but the question is this though, yeah, right? So why did you have an issue with Richard Spencer being platformed, but had no issues with Kyrie, doing what he did?
Because of Richard Spencer's past with being blatantly disrespectful to black people, black culture, and Kyrie just literally just speaking on what he. I do kind of see it is a little bit of hypocrisy there, but it's different when it's like a racial dynamic.
Why though?
Richard Spencer has had a history of just
I think it's one thing.
Nazi,
it's one thing when you're just like sharing information and you're not necessarily, but once you're acting upon that shit and like actually like
riling people up to agree with you and
exactly. And like
Kyrie's kind of like just saying his opinion, but not necessarily caring about who agrees.
Yeah, and I don't necessarily like 100% agree with what Kyrie did, but at the same time, like he wasn't out here like inciting riots to like fucking, you know what I mean?
He's not doing all the extra shit.
What? Wasn't inciting riots, bruh? I seen a bunch of Hebrew Israelites in fucking dresses and shit.
Come on, bro.
Right at the Barclays Center protesting, my nigga.
No, but he wasn't inciting. He wasn't
telling them to come.
No, wait. He wasn't inciting riots that would put like any Hebrew person in like it wasn't on some fucking Melrose shit in fucking during COVID where niggas was breaking into stores or like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like no one was out there trying to like hurt these niggas. You know
like
what I mean?
The shit that Trump was doing.
Yeah. It wasn't no January 6th.
January 6th.
It wasn't. It was none of
that.
It
wasn't that. He didn't literally say out of his mouth, yo, Hebrew Israelites, yo, y'all need to, you know what I'm saying? Step up.
It's also like a different situation.
A very different situation.
Like
very much so.
Like with Destiny and these guys,
yeah,
like, they're directly debating, you know?
Yes.
And like with direct debates, like you kind of have the trap of like legitimizing both sides. Like the idea is that like both sides are equal and like trying to fight it out.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, with Kyrie, like there's some shit he said. Like, what did he say it on the Twitter or something?
He just shared a documentary.
Yeah.
He retweeted something.
He retweeted
on Instagram. And then also like too, right, bro? Like okay, so for like me though, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a free speech absolutist, right? Meaning like
trust me, I know.
Like I am anti the KKK being taken off Twitter, Instagram. Again, I believe, right?
That's not free speech, though.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like social media.
Actually, a better question would be, where do you draw the line between free speech and like
hate speech?
There we go.
What?
There's not a difference between free speech and hate speech. Like the intent as to what you're saying,
like you don't think
being able to say whatever you want to say. It's two different things.
Here, right. So okay, but like free speech is you have a right to be able to give your opinion, right?
Absolutely,
right?
Yeah.
And hate speech is, you know, like
it's the legal right.
The same thing, but just like trying to like incite like violence onto like a certain demographic of people. It's the same thing.
I think what people don't understand is that with freedom of speech also does come freedom of consequence, you know?
Yeah, of course.
So it's like if you say some shit that's out of pocket, like you deserve every single my fucking mic. If you say some shit that's out of pocket, like and it, you know, I feel like people do a good job of like detecting whether or not something like, you know, you deserve to get pecked out for that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Definitely.
At the end of the day, like you have to look at the social media companies and look at their free speech, you know?
Yeah. Not just that, because they're a business and they have advertisers.
They have
and
a
like
platform and you know, if they think that someone is using their platform and making them look bad, like it's their right to kick that person off, you know?
That is facts.
And like I don't think it's right how they haven't been like enforcing that equally, but like it still is their right, you know?
Yeah, right. But okay, so it's definitely their right, but we have to like recognize a trend, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because the same group of people, the left, the Democrats, right?
Mm-hmm.
And who's telling us now, yo, is these companies' rights to discriminate against ideology if they want to? Those are the same people who told us 60 years ago, yo, is these companies' rights if they don't want your black Negro ass in a restaurant?
You gonna stop saying Negro, boy.
Right?
You gonna stop saying Negro.
Right? So,
use another word, boy.